Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day one of Expedition Africa. From the get-go, we regret to inform you that this video is not live. I'm sure with the influx of posts going out today about Expedition Africa, the internet is just simply not coping, and so this video is pre-recorded. With that being said, we are still going to have guests, we are still going to have amazing content, and this show will run exactly like it has the last two nights, just pre-recorded. We have an amazing show for you tonight. My name is Terence Vrugtman, and welcome to ExpAfrica.Live. On the show tonight, Craig Giese teaches us how to snorkel, 256 people reenact the Titanic, and there's carnage in the ocean. Without further ado, here is your show. Today is race day one, which means we had 256 excited participants on Muruk Ebony Beach. It was an incredible start, but before we get into it, we need to look at what actually happened beforehand. Annabelle Latz was on the beach chatting to a number of teams while their captains went through a sailing briefing, a race start briefing, a snorkeling briefing, as well as sailing boat safety checks. Annabelle Latz, here she is.
Good morning, race day is upon us. Here we've got Team Key Health Never Rest, Mikael on my left and Jono on the right. Jono, word on the street is that you've done a little bit of sailing before.
Yeah, no, I've been sailing since I was about 2 years old, and yeah, I've competed overseas quite a few times, so it's probably my biggest sport besides adventure racing. Yeah.
And out of all the places you've sailed, Jono, how does this compare?
It's pretty cool. It's yeah, amazing, paradise. It's fantastic. I've sailed in some cool places, but the wind is fantastic and the water's clear. It's going to be nice.
Okay, cool. So here we have Crusader Logistics ready to rock and roll in a couple of hours. A couple of novices and a couple of super experts here. So tell me about your ambition for the race and what you guys want to get up to and what you think it's going to be like.
We've actually designed a very clear strategy that what we're going to do in the race. Our strategy is pure survival. It's Stu and myself who are total novices in this, and we're highly experienced Jeannie and Martin who are going to be our escorts and hopefully not kill us along the way.
We are slightly concerned that they've packed double what we've packed. They didn't give us a full brief of exactly what to pack, so I bought a pair of bamboo underpants as a safety net, but I hope I can use them.
I actually heard that I offended Jeannie recently a few months ago, and that was the whole plan, to get a revenge on this trip, but we're going to see.
From my side, being the experienced two that you talk about, I'll be disappointed if we don't drink beer somewhere along the way.
Right.
And yeah, the goal is to finish, and we want to have a lot of fun doing that. And so we have no agenda to race.
Yep.
But we need to cross the finish line, having checked off all the checkpoints.
Race start after the briefings was a true spectacle. It was probably the best expedition race start I've ever seen. Teams were lined up on Muruk Ebony Beach. From there they raced Le Mans start to their predetermined sailing boats before they jetted off in a regatta-styled race. What made this regatta-styled sailing race interesting was that the sailors who were assisting the teams were offered reward prize money from Rodrigues Tourism for the first sailor to cross the line. It was absolute war out there. As the team set off, we saw some beautiful colors, and so it was just, we can't actually describe it. It was special. But shortly after that, the wind kicked in and a couple of teams capsized, and before we knew it, adventure racing had begun. Craig Giese is on the scene.
Almost race start. Loads and loads of support coming out for the regatta style start. You can see the teams are getting their boats in the water. They are checking their sails. The local Rodrigues captain is on board, and what you're going to have is all out action right from the start. The teams are going to go up the beach just behind me. They are then going to get the countdown and run to their boats, jump in, sail off into the sunset, and it's the official start of Expedition Africa happening very soon. Let's go.
Okay, we have Team Dardingle. We think that they are the first team that capsized. Guys, what happened? You don't know?
I might have moved too quickly. I got up for the sail the next thing.
So what's the action plan now? Aha! Alright. So we expected that this would happen. We were hoping that it would happen with a lot more teams just for the drama effect. But yeah, Dardingle were the first to capsize. They've emptied their boat, they're busy reconnecting their rudder, and hopefully they're going to be out there to carry on with the course. How far did you guys get in the course? You did a fair amount of the sailing? Oh, seriously?
Top 3, yeah.
Oh wow. So just like that, a lead can happen and it can go. Alright guys, good luck. Thanks very much, Craig, for that epic video start. Before we go any further with the race, I'm joined tonight by a very special guest. He is the owner of the Cocotiers Hotel, Mr. Alan Payuso. Did I say that correctly?
Absolutely.
Welcome very much.
Thank you
very, very much for hosting us. It's been an incredible stay.
It's a pleasure for me to see you here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to try to talk slowly because I know you speak French.
Yes.
Do you speak Creole as well?
Not very well. More French and a little bit in English. But,
Okay.
I will do my best.
No problem, thank you. If you want to answer in French, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
I just may not respond on your question because I can't speak French at all. But thank you very much for hosting us at your hotel. It is a stunning location.
Thank you.
Now, I want you to ask specifically about your hotel. Did you choose this piece of land to build this hotel?
No, we didn't choose. We get the opportunity to buy this hotel now 2 years ago, and I was in Mauritius at this time. We managed already one hotel in Mauritius, and when I discovered this place, we decided to buy the hotel with my partner, and it was a real opportunity because we feel that Rodrigues will become a very good destination for the tourism.
Yes, and that's why you're hosting this event, is to drive international tourism and to be a part of an international scene. Is that correct?
Exactly. We love any events, but first of all events where you have sports activity. For me, it's a priority because I love sports.
Aha! What sports do you do?
I play tennis. I love sailing. So today for me it was a real special day because it was sailing.
Okay.
So I love the nature, and I was living in Africa for more than 10 years, and so I share what you share also, and we love the nature of Rodrigues. So
Okay.
I think that today and the day after will be a very special day for everybody.
That's awesome to hear. I didn't even know that you had that in common with Heidi and Stefan. So did you watch the start today?
Yes, I was there. Yes.
What did you think of the team sailing? Was it good enough?
Yes, absolutely. I was on the boat also. I was on the security boat,
Okay.
and I saw all the sailing boat going during all the race.
Yes.
It was very nice, and it was windy, so it was.
Did you rescue the people
Yeah,
as well?
yes, some of them.
Yeah. I could see in the distance the boats tipping over, and
Yeah.
all I could think was I did not want to be out there. It was too windy for me.
But you know, I was very surprised that the people did not panic at all.
Yes.
They was laughing in the water. They was very happy to be there, even if they don't win the race. But it was a special atmosphere, and we appreciate it a lot.
I think you'll learn in the next week. Adventure races, they're very tough. Nothing scares them. So when the boat goes over, they just relax. They just,
Okay.
it happened. So your lovely hotel, the Cocotiers Hotel, when you came here, did you watch sunset and then decide that this is the place? Sunset every night is amazing.
Yes, sure. The location is very important for to have a good hotel. But you know, the hotel was there before us.
Yes.
We just renovated because the hotel was almost closed when we came, and we decided to renovate it during 1 year, and he is now in a better position.
Absolutely.
But sure that the location is very important, and we are close to the city, and it's easy to go and to work to the local market and to share with the local people. And the first thing that I discovered in Rodrigues is the people. It's people. The Rodrigues and the people of Rodrigues are really very nice people.
They are wonderful.
And each time I come to Rodrigues, I come 2 times a month. Really, I enjoy my trip because the people are there.
Did you see the amount of people on the beach today?
Yes.
Is that normal, or is that special because
No, it's the first time I saw that.
Wow.
I think it was more than 3,000 people on the beach.
Easily.
So
and they were all cheering and clapping, and one gentleman walked up to me and he shook my hands, and I thought, why? I've done nothing, they're racing. But you could just experience that they are such lovely people, and they just want to be a part of everything, and it's incredible.
Yes, but you know, there is not many events in Rodrigues. Rodrigues is a small island. We are it's the beginning of the tourism on this island.
Yes.
So they got already the opportunity today to share
in the tourism
and in the sports activity and the sea. The sea is the main elements for them. Because the sea is around the island, and they were very happy about you. And thank you very much for what you organize, because you know, this is an opportunity for them, it's an opportunity for us, and to give the possibility for the people who look at us to discover Rodrigues. The first of all is Rodrigues. Our hotel is something, but Rodrigues the first.
100%.
The most important.
You're looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You want people to see the beautiful culture and the landscape of Rodrigues.
Exactly. We are only 4 hotels. A lot of guest house managed by the Rodrigues people, but only 4 hotels.
Sure.
The 4 hotels, we are on the same boat.
Yes.
We are going in the same boat. And it's the reason why there is no competition. We just want that Rodrigues is open to the world.
Yes.
And the events that you organize is a real opportunity for us. So we just say thank you to have choice Rodrigues for your event.
So the partnership between Cocotiers Hotel and Expedition Africa, that must have come from your passion with sport and Rodrigues. Do you think that there will be big enough long-term benefit from this event with all the international teams coming?
Yes, but I think we have to keep this good connection that we have now.
Yes.
This opportunity to know you and your team. We have to go to see you.
Yes.
We have to keep this connection. We have to visit you. You have to come back to see us. I think it's not only one shot. It's not only one event. We have to continue, and we have to keep the communication together.
We need to turn a partnership into a friendship.
Exactly.
Yes, and take it from
absolutely.
Well, thank you very much. I'm not going to keep you very much longer. I know it's late at night. I do want to ask, when you come and visit your own hotel, do you walk on the beach every night and look at that amazing sunset?
Yes, and every morning at 6:30, just to see the special atmosphere when the day starts.
Yes.
It's something also incredible.
It is magnificent.
And each time I arrive on the island, as soon as I go out of the airport, I know that I am in another world. Even if I come only from Mauritius,
yes,
here it's another world.
It is a truly unique African country, Rodrigues. That's amazing. Alain, thank you very, very much for talking to us for the short time.
You're welcome.
We really, really appreciate you hosting us. and taking the time to be a part and witness the event. And thank you very much.
Thank you to give me the opportunity, and
No
I
problem.
hope to see you soon.
Yeah, definitely. Tomorrow maybe. We can walk into the markets for some coffee.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That is Alan Palusu from Cocotiers Hotel. Thank you very, very much for hosting us once again. From here, we are going to... I've actually lost complete train of thought. That was such a lovely conversation. It went far better than what I initially thought it would. So I'm actually blank. Straight after the sailing regatta, once the teams completed their course, raced through some buoys, they then head out to the end of the reef where they were kicked out of their boats and forced to snorkel along the course. The snorkeling was a 500-meter long snorkel course where teams dived down, followed a red rope, obviously coming up with oxygen, and thereafter actually clipping orienteer points underneath the water. So each team needed fins, goggles, and their banners to their wristbands to connect the orienteering points. Craig Giese went out on a boat and committed himself to the ocean, a very, very rough ocean, to tell the story. With that, we now head into our weekly, our evening segment that will be continuing for the rest of the week. It's none other than Stein Larnen, and here is Stats with Stein.
Hi guys, this is Stein here. As you can see, the race has started and the dots are moving. So obviously you guys would have seen that the race started with a bit of a sailing regatta. I'm pretty sure those local fishermen would have had great fun dicing their friends and seeing if they could get their teams to the start of the snorkeling stage first. Not sure exactly how that panned out because we didn't have trackers on during that leg. But it does seem like some of the top teams, as expected, like Merrill over here and Jabberwock, have already finished that whole leg, the entire first hiking leg, and the zip line, and are about to head out on their bikes through to transition 2. Initially thought we wouldn't have that much dot watching action to comment on this early in the game, but as always, there's two teams from South Africa called Bloed en Omo. Here they are over here. They're quite infamous for using Stefan's routes as a guideline only, really. They know that they can't usually finish full course within the allotted time, so they pick and choose their legs that they want to do, and tend to kind of move from transition to transition, and taking shortcuts here and there. One of the things that the teams were quite concerned about was bottlenecks at the zip line, which is in this area here. So what Bloed en Omo have done is, instead of picking up the CPs on this hiking leg in order, looks like they've headed straight up this hill to try and get to the zip line, and beat all the other teams to it. While this sounds like a very clever strategy, I think one of the problems they might run into is that any teams that have skipped checkpoints need to give priority to full course teams in the queue at the zipline. and it looks like the top teams and many of these mid-pack teams are actually going to beat them to the zip line. So I'm not sure how that's going to pan out for them. They might end up actually waiting there for quite a long time. But they've clearly chosen the zip line as a highlight and something they'd like to get done early on before moving on with the rest of the course. One other thing I wanted to point out is some of the route choice on the first hiking leg here. There's a checkpoint here at the river mouth and another one at a river junction higher up. Now I've been told that there's no fresh water on the island because it's so steep, and hence everything just runs off into the sea straight away. So this is likely a dry river course, possibly quite overgrown and thorny. And while Stefan had intended that teams would move up the riverbed from one checkpoint to the other, teams can take whatever route they want, and it seems most teams are actually opting for the slightly longer route via these farm tracks over here, which would be a bit faster. The one team that has decided to head up the river instead is Nyamazela. Some other teams may have taken the same option, but who knows, if it's quite overgrown in there, they're probably having a bit of an adventure. Yeah, so as we go into the night, we're going to have the top teams mountain biking out to transition 2, doing another long hiking leg, and mountain biking back to transition 1, and then they'll probably be sailing out on the open water in the dark. So if it's at all windy like it was at the start this morning, that's going to be quite interesting for them. Yeah, enjoy the dot watching until tomorrow. Cheers.
Thanks, Stain, for those epic stats. Dude, I must admit, when you said Blue and Oma were doing their usual things, all I could think about was them lost and them just being up to their usual antics. It's really cool to watch. I should note there that well, in fact, we're just going to go straight into, no, we're not going to go straight into maps right now. But I should note there that Team 14, Greener Adventure, had their tracker lying underneath their backpack instead of on top like was requested, and unfortunately it did not show that they completed the trekking loop. They are currently in the lead. So for all the dot watchers out there, if you're wondering who, what, where, how, and how they jumped ahead, that's exactly how. After an incredibly harsh swim for the teams, they then ran up a mountain and head towards the zip line. There's been a sense of urgency for this race as teams have been pushing to get to the zip line in order to avoid a bottleneck. What's special about the zip line is it's the longest zip line in the Indian Ocean, and it's, well, in fact, I'm not going to give you the details. Here's Craig Giese. He actually goes down the zip line himself and he catches up with some teams.
Okay, Team Merrill just fueling up a bit, getting something to eat and drink. Andrew said he's got gin in there, Graham.
Yeah.
That's why he's having a sip. Getting strength from.
Actually having a gulp for the gin. I was actually hoping it was vodka. The nine tells me it's gin, a little tame.
Yeah. Eating a secret mixture of.
She's got fermented rum.
Fermented rum. Looks like the island vibes here, pulling out cakes. She's making me hungry. Meryl? Just chat through Craig on the team's hike up here.
No, it was good. It was a nice hike. Lots of spikes. But no, it's good. I think some of the naturally some quite big setbacks leads bush. But yeah, it's awesome. It's going to be a real challenge. Anyone suffering from arachnophobia is going to suffer. There are a lot of spiders.
And talking about fears, we get a little comparison between if you had to choose abseil or zipline.
Probably abseil, eh?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what we asked special for this stuff? Halfway through this.
So just talk us through the trek quick there.
Yeah, trek was good. We got off to a great start. Took a little bit of a meander up a cliff and then back on track, but it was good. Yeah,
and the climb, I think we had about 420 meters.
With a bit of dry waterfall climbing, we took a different route than Jabberwock and Merrill. So lost a bit of time there by taking the route up the waterfall, but it was still, we came there at the same time and we just made a gap on this short run to the first abseil zipline point.
Lekker. You're looking forward to the abseil? CP9 is the zipline checkpoint. An incredible 420 meter zipline. The teams are going to have a great time getting to the top, going all across the valley. We're going to capture the action, and we'll see you on the other side. So cheers.
Okay, so now I will give you instructions.
Alright, welcome back. One of the hot topics in adventure racing is of course dot watching. I was about to show you some maps, but I have had a technical issue. So what I am going to do is show you this wonderful clip that we have decided to call the moment, while I quickly fix the maps in the background. Just so you know, we have legendary race photographer Jacques Marais on the event, and today he went out to go photograph some sailing and snorkeling and gave us this wonderful clip. So here it is.
From Marriott Hotel Rodrigues. I've just had my shower and we're about to go off on the Hudson boats. It's a yachting day out on Rodrigues Island. Thank you very much, people.
Allez, Captain! We got 60 people on the boat. Hola, Captain! Bonjour!
Welcome back. I think I just did the quickest technical fix in history over there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at the maps. All you dot watchers, I know you get antsy sitting on the edge of your chair wondering why the dots aren't moving and what's actually going on the ground. And while we are trying to do our best to bring you this information through our various channels like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and the ExpAfrica.Live, the actual live tracking site, here is a better overview of what's actually going on the ground and why the updates are coming through a little bit slower than usual. Alright, what I have on the screen there now is a representation of the ExpAfrica.Live website, and as you can see we have teams all over the northeastern side of the island. Now the first thing to note is that there is no more tracks on the central and northwestern part of the island, or for that matter the whole western part of the island. The reason for that is the original map for this island looks something like this. So as you can see over there, there's 109 checkpoints on that screen, and those are the actual tracks that teams are going to end up following. Now we can show you this because obviously the teams are racing, but I think you get a better overview of what is actually going on. So what we have done here is that we have turned off various sections of the route, and as the leading teams get into a new section, we'll be activating those maps on the live tracking. And as the back markers and the back section of the it will round up the rear of the routes, we'll be turning off the old tracks. Now there are two important things to note with this live tracking. Number one, transitions. There's 29 transitions en route. Instead of doing a traditional count of transitions, what we have done is just label them with static numbers, and teams will be revisiting those various transitions. So the teams have been to T1 twice already, and in the next two legs they might come back to T1 again. So keeping track of who's in the lead and why all the teams are T1 is going to be entirely up to you. We will do our best to update the in times and the out times on the various legs on the leaderboard, but we're just basically encouraging you to spend more time on the live tracking. The last thing that we need to note is that our partners Spot Africa have done a tremendous job in providing us with live tracking for the last couple of years. Once again, we are using their Gen 3 devices, but unfortunately, given where we are in the world, this remote little island of Rodrigues, GPS frequency updates are an average of 20 minutes. So when you are getting slightly frustrated with the GPS tracker, I would suggest you go make yourself a cup of coffee, come back and then hit refresh, and you should be able to see your team moving. Obviously, given the scale of this island and how small it really is, the teams may move quite quickly over the course given their 20-minute updates. So their 10-kilometer run earlier would have only had 3 updates along the route. So we would suggest that you keep a closer eye on the website. And while you're doing that, you can actually visit all of our individual tags that we have here. We have a Facebook with all the updates that have gone out, including images from Bruce and Kirsten, videos from Elevated Adventure Films. And if you were to tap on the video thing, we have our daily video that is going up from Elevated Adventure Films.
So there is loads and loads and loads of content that you can follow while on the actual tracking site. That's it for our show tonight. We were hoping to actually end with our deworm moment, but because we've done that, I'm just going to say goodnight. We hope to bring you this live show tomorrow night at 10 p.m. live, given the internet. And I just want to remind you that while you're watching the show, that it is worth commenting throughout the entire race. Ask questions on social media. We are watching. We have 2 dedicated people watching the social media. So send us all your comments. Comment on this live show when it is live, and we will do our best to get back to you. So that's it from me. My name's Terence Vrugtman, and thank you for joining me on this pre-recorded live show. Over and out.